We are in Sacramento at J. Mick's house, and at this house a lot of activity is happening. I have a lot of investigators here from HPI, and if you can go ahead and scan some of the investigators before we talk to J. Mick. And we are waiting for our researcher, and that's Wendy, and she'll be here in a few moments. So anyway, and thank you, Face. This is Telly Face Blackwood. And he was a videographer for Viva La Bam.
You always screw that up.
Yeah?
I was on Viva Bam, parents-wise, but I went to, that's what I did video after that.
Oh,
so
okay.
I started with MTV on my video.
Oh, fantastic.
Viva Bam, I was just the wrestler on it. So.
Oh, okay. And Face was one of my videographers for HPI a long time ago. So, now we got the history straight. So, and right next to me I have J. Mick, and he's going to explain how long he's been living here, what kind of activity he's experienced. So, J. Mick, can you tell us?
I've been here for about 3 years, give or take, between footsteps, things moving. Pretty much everybody that's been in this house has had an experience in one way or another, even non-believers. I've actually made people leave, not me, them have made people leave because of being so uncomfortable. Whether it be footsteps, someone actually just hovering over you, making you feel all weird, or someone literally draining your energy. It's gets kind of monotonous and annoying, but as long as you have a strong energy base and a strong will, you can overpower anyone in this house. That's what I do when it gets kind of out of control for me. We've had a dog murdered here, so you hear little footsteps here and there that sound just like Milo. You'll even see him go upstairs randomly and hear a bunch of little Milo footsteps. And there's times where he'll be right next to you and you're hearing this.
You said a dog was murdered here?
Yeah, my old German Shepherd Lab, he had OCD like I did. And he had to go all alpha on the other Chihuahua, even though he didn't really have to. And he ended up just clamping his neck down. He's buried on the side of the house, and I got rid of that dog, sadly. But my ex-wife kind of screwed him up. In fact, she screwed me up, so that's kind of how that happened. And so you'll hear his little footprints here and there. You can feel rub it up against your leg like Milo does, but there'll be nothing there. Or Poop, the cat, she'll do it as well, but you gotta pay attention, and sometimes there'll be like nothing there at all. Gets really cold too around your ankles sometimes. Let's see. That Jeff guy, I have no clue. That was Telly when he was doing his little pre-investigation before he contacted you, which thank you, by the way, for coming, because I never knew who to contact for anything. I've had experiences all my life, so I'm just kind of used to seeing it, feeling it, and dealing with it. And whatever he does, you can ask Iris Elvirus about that later. Kevin, I apparently called him Kevin in my sleep. When Iris was trying to give me or ask me something, I had said he already taken care of it and pointed to him and apparently named him. My old stepchildren used to play with him in the recording studio because that was their room at that point in time, and that's where he was. And they used to play with an imaginary friend all the time, and I didn't realize, I didn't put two and two together for some odd reason. I just thought they were kids being kids. And then I saw Paranormal Activity 3 and it popped in my head. I'm like, oh, you fuck. Like, really? Ah. And I started noticing more stuff after that. I actually have a video of me interacting with a light where I was doing construction on the recording studio, and I was in there for 3 days straight, and he wasn't happy about it at all, and literally tried to cover me in a force of energy by the end of the night after the videos that I've taken. I have 3 separate ones of the thing he was messing with, and I was talking to him, goading him, talking crap as much as I could, and making him react to this flashlight, and I have the light as well, so you can check it out as well. And then recently I felt my mother again. I had an experience prior when she first died. It was a very traumatic thing when I was 17. It ended up going into a situation where I ended up having to put her in a bag myself and put her into the coroner's thing myself. And the coroner was not available. And there's a bunch of stuff that happened there. My father also had an experience with her both times that I've had an experience. And let's see what else. I have hundreds of stories, some prior things from all around everywhere.
What's kind of interesting is because when I parked my car over here, your neighbor 2 houses down across the street, he goes, he saw the sign and he goes, "You're a ghost hunter?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you investigating that house across the street?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Well, that house over there is haunted because some lady died there and they talk about it all the time."
Apparently a lot of these houses around this lovely neighborhood have been experiencing a lot of things over the years. years, and I actually wish I would have known it prior to buying the house. But it's because these houses were built in the 60s. So that's a lot of time. A lot of stuff happens in a lot of time. And I've seen people standing in her window next door when no one's supposed to be home when I'm house sitting. And she'll have plenty of stories for you too. Her tenants literally broke down the front door to get out because they couldn't get it open, and they were freaking out so bad. And it's a funny story. It's pretty great.
Yeah, because he was telling me, he goes, that house over there is haunted. He says, I talked to the neighbors. They said all kinds of activity happens there. And the house next to it is also haunted because they also, to the neighbor says, that they actually saw an entity there.
There's actually a cemetery on Jackson Road, Jackson Freeway. I've seen a few things from a child 3 times. In fact, I actually wrecked my car the first time because it was in the middle of the road, and I freaked out, and I was real stoned. So I was driving home, and I saw this little kid in the middle of the road, and I'm like, oh crap, and I drove right through it, and then it was gone. And then the next night, I was coming back home from somewhere else, and he was sitting on a pillar, and then I saw him again actually like 2 months ago, and he was just chilling at the gate. And it's always the same kid because he always has the same clothes, and I've always been wanting to go in there and check stuff out, but I never had. One of my major experiences was I've had my own mother attack me like 3 times. After she died, after she passed, and sadly it was...
Your mother actually...
attacked. I had scratches on my chest and everything, it's funny. And it made me wreck my car in front of a cop. And I told him what was up, and he's like, go home.
Can I ask a couple of questions?
You can ask whatever you like, I am an open book.
Out of just curiosity, what leads you to believe that that is your mother that was
I've physically seen her, and you just know your mother's energy.
Okay.
You never not know. I'm a pure energy being. Like literally, if something bugs me enough, like if I didn't like any of you, if any of you have bad energy, you'd be out. Like no offense, I don't want my world destroyed. I am Zen, and I have to stay Zen because I do a lot, I have a lot, and it all depends on me being disco all the time, being fine, being perfectly centered.
Yeah.
And if I don't, you all would leave the room. And so he's felt me angry before.
When grumpy still sends me home.
Like you'll feel like Dragon Ball Z status energy coming off of me, like lightning bolts. You'll want to leave the room. It's like pure negative energy.
Yeah.
I've done my best to keep control of it the best I can since I had my surgery and everything like that. So and I'm still learning myself a little bit more, but I found that if I don't have any negative energy around me, it's the best way to be, and if there is any, I get rid of it the best I can because I can be the only negative energy around. Otherwise, yeah, it's too dominatory.
When would you say that, how recent has activity happened?
Oh, last night. It happens all the time. I literally get like 25 hours of sleep a week. So I'm up all the time. So I'm always aware of everything around me. We'll hear footsteps going up and down the stairs. He'll open the closet, turn off and on the light because the vocal booth and the recording studio, or walk-in closet, is where his main thing is. It'll be like 70 degrees in the room. As soon as you open the door, it's below 50. And it's instant. You will feel it. Your hair will stand up. Everything. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's funny and it's pretty cool, but it's baffling at the same time. And there is one little passageway in there, but it's a door that I've never been able to open. It's just like a little steel thing that I've never felt any air come through or anything like that. Because I've also done all this since I've watched shows, read books, everything, because it's interested me forever. Like I am pretty knowledgeable in everything I can. I'm 156 IQ. You gotta keep yourself going the best that you can in every way that you can. And I try to find as much knowledge and try to debunk everything I can because I don't want to be crazy. Like don't get me wrong, I don't want to not believe in it, but I also don't want to think, oh, fuck, you know.
Yeah.
And I've made sure there's not bad energy. They're not like I've made sure that they know that I'm the dominant in this house.
Right. I've
established that no matter what. Because I bought this house. This is the first house I ever bought. I'm not leaving it just because you're dead.
Yeah.
Like really? Like that's what we're going for? No, I'm bigger than you. I'm higher than the food chain.
Because they feed off of fear.
Yeah.
So
when I'm really pissed or my energy is really bad, they feed off, and a lot of action happens. And I'm trying to find a way to like expend some right now up there, so something happens. Because I don't want you all to not have something happen. But I do have video, like I said, and we have two other people that have experienced stuff, and I can actually find you more people that have had experiences. Like one of the funniest ones that happened within the last month was me, my friend Riv, another friend Brittany Wonder, an old friend Morshi, and Iris, and I were all sitting upstairs in my bed and on the couch watching a movie. We have a white table that you will see at the top of the stairs that is a block off for the dogs, kind of thing, like a mini door. And it was near the recording studio. Our door was closed, and I had just gotten in an argument with Iris over her tone with me because I don't like tone or attitude. I correct people when that happens. And we heard a bang on the door, and we open it, and it's the table, like this, touching the door.